So in this video, we are going to learn about the Vernier calipers. Vernier calipers are precision instruments that allow us to measure lengths with remarkable accuracy up to 0.01 centimeters. The lengths that can be measured using the Vernier calipers are the external diameter, internal diameter, and the depth of an object. Now let's take a closer look to the Vernier calipers and explore its different parts. These are the outside jaws, and these are used to measure the external diameter or width of an object. Next, the inside jaws, and these are used to measure the internal diameter of an object. On the back side of the Vernier calipers there is a tail, and it is used to measure the depth of an object. Vernier calipers has two scales. The largest scale is called the main scale, which is fixed and typically ranges from 0 to 10 centimeters or 15 centimeters depending on the model. In our Vernier calipers, the main scale has a range of 10 cm. The markings on the main scale represent the readings. For example, the fourth mark represents 4.0 cm, the next mark represents 4.1 cm, similarly 4.2 cm, 4.3 cm, 4.4 cm, 4.5 cm, and so on. The other scale on the Vernier calipers is called the Vernier scale. The Vernier scale is a movable scale that can slide along the main scale. Now let's take a closer look to the Vernier scale. On the right side of the Vernier scale there is a number representing the least count. The least count is the smallest value that can be measured using a particular instrument. In our case, the least count of the Vernier calipers is 0.1 mm. The Vernier scale also has markings on it. In our case, there are 11 marks starting from 0 to 10. However, these marks do not directly represent the readings. In order to find the reading, we need to multiply the observed mark on the measurement scale by its corresponding least count. For example, if the observer's mark is 8, then to obtain the Vernier scale reading, we multiply it by 0.1 mm, resulting in a reading of 0.8 mm. So how do we use the Vernier calipers? In order to understand this, we are going to follow 4 steps. Step 1 is very simple. Grip the object gently using the outside jaws of the calipers if you want to find the external diameter of an object. Step 2 is very important and it tells us how to read the main scale. To read the main scale, start looking at the 0 mark on the Vernier calipers. Next, locate the mark on the main scale that is immediately to the left of the Vernier scale mark. In our case, this mark on the main scale represents the value of 3.1 cm. Step 3 is also very important and it tells us how to read the Vernier scale. To read the Vernier scale, read the Vernier mark that perfectly coincides with the marking on the main scale. In our case, the fourth mark on the Vernier scale coincides with the corresponding mark on the main scale. To find the Vernier scale reading, we must have to multiply this mark number with its least count. So 4 multiplied by 0.1 mm gives us 0.4 mm. Therefore, the Vernier scale reading is 0.4 mm. The fourth step is the final step, in which we find the final value of the diameter. To find the diameter, we add the main scale reading with the Vernier scale reading. Mathematically, the equation becomes diameter is equals to main scale reading plus Vernier scale reading. In our case, the main scale reading is 3.1 cm and Vernier scale reading is 0.4 mm. However, please note that the main scale reading is in centimeters and the Vernier scale reading is in millimeters. To ensure that the units are same, we need to convert the Vernier scale reading from millimeter to centimeter. To do this, we divide 0.4 by 10, resulting in 0.04 centimeter. Now we can add them together and the final answer is 3.14 centimeters.